Down with me, you down with me, down with me. I got a crowd wrapping round the whole town for me. They mama proud, got 1,000 in the balcony. Nah, 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 I don't hear no clown talking foul on me.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of What Odds Podcast. I'm your host, JMX, and my co-host, Ryan. We got a lot to get into. It was a crazy week in the NFL. Very good week, especially for me and Ryan. Both of our teams got the dub. But before we get into before we get into all of it, Ryan, man, how you been?
I'm chilling. Can't complain. Just been working on videos and watching football, basketball. Steelers won, like you said. My Lakers started 3-0. We just dropped one to the Suns. But besides that, I'm all right. How about yourself?
Well, today was the first day I had where I had nothing to do after 4 o'clock. Got some sleep in, ate, got some very much good sleep, some good sleep in, caught the game. But yeah, other than that, I've been good. Got some content over the weekend. Got to go to the Colts and Texans game, so I'm gonna have a lot to say about that when we talk about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Um, yeah, so we're gonna go over the games. We just gonna talk about briefly before we get into the good stuff. Um, yeah, so the Packers traveled to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. The Packers ended up winning this game pretty convincingly. I mean, Jaguars kind of made it a fight at the end of the game. They won the game 30-27. My main takeaways from this game was just, I will say, one prayer to Christian Kirk. Um, but Evan Ingram, I'm hoping he's traded. But the Jaguar season is done. Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas, both going out. I know Kirk is out for the year. Brian Thomas is out for a little while. Green Bay, I thought Jordan Love played okay in this game before he got hurt. Malik Willis came in and I thought played really well. Josh Jacobs toted the ball really well. National Tight End Day, so Tucker Kraft had himself a day. But shout out to Evan Ingram too as well, man. He had that crazy touchdown. I don't know if you saw it at the end of the game where he caught it over like three people. Yeah, that was something special. But yeah, just Jacksonville, their season is it's been over, but it's just got the nail in the coffin on Sunday. And Green Bay, hey man, they go to 6-2.
Yeah, I trust me. I know everything about Evan Ingram this game. I had him in one of my fantasy leagues, and he was not participating in National Tight End Day whatsoever. That man had 4 catches, but in like the first half, he had like 0 points for me or something. But yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with you as well. I can't really see any way that the Jags are able to turn their season around like whatsoever. I didn't even think T-Law played like an awful game either, but they just I don't know. The Packers they just outplayed him. Xavier McKinney had another interception, so that's 6 on the season. Um, yeah, he's balling. That's a big key free agency addition that they picked up in the offseason. And yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how Malik Willis is against the Lions next week. I don't think Jordan Love is going to play from what they've been saying. Um, and then I want to say the Packers have a bye week after that, and then I think it's something like that. I think they got like a bye week after that. Yeah. So they play the Lions, and then they got a bye week, and then they play the Bears. So my guess is it's Malik Willis versus the Lions, and then Jordan Love coming back for the Bears. But yeah,
Yeah,
credit to
yeah,
the Packers.
yeah. I don't think that if Jordan Love if it's anything too serious, like especially how he practices, I might just sit him out anyway for the Lions game and just let him come back again. You're probably not going to beat the Lions anyway. So, but yeah, going on to the next game. Saints travel to LA to take on the Chargers. Saints fall to 2-6. Chargers go to 4-3. Chargers win this game. Pretty much, the Saints kind of got off to a weird start. Got the safety to start the game. The score was very weird. It was like 5-9 at one point. It was just a very weird game. Um, but yeah, Spencer Rattler. I think did he get benched or did he get hurt?
He got benched.
Yeah, he got benched for Jake Hayner. My main takeaway from this game, I keep it short and simple. The Saints, I think Derek Carr's supposed to come back, so they're gonna have AK Olave is back healthy, so we'll see how Derek Carr can do. But I don't think it's at this point in the season it's too much he can come back and try to save. But shout out to the Chargers, man. The defense stepped up once again. Justin Herbert had a really solid day. JK didn't run the ball too well, but they had enough success on the ground. Shout out to Lad McConkey. That's my huge shout out for this game. I mean, I feel like he's not getting enough respect. I mean, being the only guy in that receiver room who can pretty much create space, and the fact that he's doing it on the outside, he's doing it in the slot. I mean, 6 catches for buck 11, 2 tubs. I mean, he caught all of his targets. Like Lad McConkey, man, shout out to him, dog, because he's been balling pretty much the whole season. But I think now people are starting to realize how talented he is. That touchdown he had where he just snagged it over the defender. I mean, this is a small guy. Like it's not like Lad McConkey is like 6'3" out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's 6 foot, but like he doesn't look it. You know what I'm saying? He's not, like I say, he's not on the bigger side. But man, shout out to him, dog. I will say in the receiver room, Chargers got them one with him because whoever else they bring in, Lad McConkey is solidified.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you basically about everything. Herbert had 300 yards, almost 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He uses the legs a little bit, about 50 yards running. I'm in agreement with you as well. I thought they were going to use Dobbins a little bit more on the ground. He had 17 carries, which isn't bad, but I just figured, kind of seeing what the Broncos did last week with Javonte, that they would kind of have somewhat of the same model and really just feed JK. But I mean, hey, they got the win. That's really all that matters at the end of the day. Defense stepped up. Ladd had himself a great day. More so on the Saints side, it's crazy how a team can start out so hot. Granted, their team is completely injured. It's just crazy that a team can start out so hot and then within 6 weeks,
Lose 6 straight.
yeah, it's like it's crazy. But again, the whole Saints team is just injured to pieces. Shout out Chris Olave, he had himself a nice little game. I think a couple of them were towards the end of the game as well. Like some of his catches and yards were toward the end of the game, but whatever. It does not really mean much. You guys lost regardless. But yeah.
Yeah, moving on to the next one. The Bills travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Bills won this game 31-10 as they go to 6-2. Seattle drops to 4-4 in this one. My main takeaways from this is just Seattle and without DK, this offense is it's very bad. Shout out to Buffalo. I think their defense came in with the right game plan. But I mean, Buffalo did what they were supposed to do. James Cook ran the ball really well. Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir had really good games. I was surprised Keon Coleman did that to Tariq Woolen. I think that was. Did you see that one-handed catch he got where he mossed him?
Yeah, it was like Loki on his head too.
Yeah, like that was. And Tariq Woolen is like what 6'4".
I
Like
don't
it's
know.
not
I
like.
don't know.
Yeah, let me see real quick. Yeah, I think he's 6'4". Like that's crazy. But yeah, shout out to Buffalo. They took care of business. I think Seattle, man, it's something going on. Um, I don't know if the OC still believe in Geno. And then you got, I don't know. I ain't gonna say they don't believe in him, but the frustration is definitely there. And their defensive guys getting into it like that, that just can't happen. That just straight up can't happen. But I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very weird in Seattle. They're still 4-4. They're still sec. I think no, they're tied for first in their division. Still, just goes to show how bad this division has been playing. Um, but yeah, like definitely a bad week for them. But shout out to Buffalo, man. They went in there, got the job done. I thought it was gonna be closer, but Buffalo just steamrolled them.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be closer as well. And the Bills did this without really any production from Amari whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Had a catch for 3 yards. Um, yeah, I mean the Seahawks, like kind of like we were saying last episode. At least for me, I was expecting to see JSN have himself like a game with no DK, and it's like what I thought when they drafted JSN, it was gonna be like a receiving trio, and they were all gonna be eaten. It's like with no DK, I get it. He's arguably your best player. I think he's the best player on offense personally, but uh, you had 7 catches for 78 yards between your two main receivers. It's like that can't happen. Um, I also Gino was talking about how loud it was in the stadium and how it seemed like an away game for him. It's like, like you're in Seattle, known for the 12th man, and it's like that's just a credit to the Bills fans traveling all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. But yeah, and then shout out to Josh Allen. He did what he had to do. At the beginning of the game, he had a fumble. And I think he had a fumble and he had a pick as well. kind of started out a little bit slow. That was his first interception of the year. But then they picked it up towards the end of the game. They really got the run game going, especially in the rain. But yeah, shout out to the Bills.
Yeah, going on to the next game. The Titans travel to Detroit, take on the Lions. If you want to call this a game, Lions go to 6-1. Titans fall to 1-6. They won this game 52-14. This game was over at halftime. The score um was it 35-14 at half, I think. I mean, the Lions just straight up dominated. Jared Goff didn't really have to do much. Was only 12 for 15, 85 yards, still threw 3 touchdowns. And people are gonna ask how that happened. They just got the ball in very great field position every single time. I think yeah, the first drive they got a really good field position. It was a 2-play touch, 23-yard. Montgomery ran it in. The next touchdown was Jameer Gibbs. One play took it 70 yards to the crib. The next drive was a 25-yard touchdown drive. We got through it. The next touchdown drive was 12 yards. Next touchdown drive was 22 yards. Then you got Khalil Raymond ran back a 90-yard kick. The next touchdown drive was 26 yards. So like they were getting the ball in really good field position. The defense teed up. I mean, the Titans are just an embarrassment. I mean, Mason Rudolph is an embarrassment. Um, 22 for 38, had the 2 picks, had a touchdown, but just nothing much. Calvin really had himself a day. 10 catches, 143 yards. Tyler Boyd still hasn't gotten involved with this offense, but man, shout out to Detroit. I mean, Montgomery didn't have really that much of a good game. Gibbs had the 11 carries, 127 yards on 11 carries. Is nuts. It's insane. And they didn't even have to do much throwing the ball as well. And I mean, it's just the Lions are the best team in the league, man. They are to me.
Yeah, the stat still stands of the last 4 weeks before. It was 15 incompletions to 18 touchdowns, and the stat continues now where Goff in the
28
last
and 18.
yeah in the yeah exactly in the last 5 games Goff has thrown 18 incompletions, and the whole team together has 25 touchdowns in the last 5 games. It's insane. It really shows you how efficient this offense is, and just really the team in general. I mean, one of the touchdowns was a punt return, but yeah, they were just rolling. Granted, it was against the Titans, who aren't really great whatsoever. But yeah, shout out to the Lions, dude. I'm in agreement with you. I think they're the best team in football.
Yeah, going on to the next game, and I thought this game was gonna be really closer. But after the first quarter, Philly just kind of ran away with the game. The Eagles travel to Cincinnati, take on the Bengals. Eagles go to 5-2. Bengals drop to 3-5. Um, Eagles won this game 37-17. I mean, Jalen Hurts, pretty solid, 16 for 20, 236, and a touchdown. Saquon had 22 carries, a buck oh 08. Devontae and AJ both had around 85 yards. Devontae had the touchdown. But yeah, man, I'm going to the Cincinnati side of things. What really hurt them was the pick and the fumble. Second half, Philly just kind of ran away with it. They outscored them. What is that? 20 was it 27-7? Yeah, they outscored them 27-7 in the second half. I mean, that's pretty much gonna do it. But yeah, man, the Bengals go to 3-5. The Bengals are on 4 at home. I think that's the biggest thing for me is that they have not won a home game yet. But they got the Raiders next week at home. Hopefully they can get their first home game. But the schedule is just there's some winnable games on here, but I don't think they're making the playoffs at this point. It's gonna be really tough. Like I think they have to go 9-2. I think that's Joe Burrow said, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
doable.
But I think Burrow was saying they need to win these 7 of these next 9 games.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. He
Hmm.
was like, that's doable. And I'm like, I mean, I'm looking at their schedule. Technically, it is. I'll just say out their schedule: the Raiders, Ravens, Chargers, Steelers, Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers. Now, the Ravens one, if they beat the Ravens one, it's doable. But because I'm not gonna lie, you could beat the Chargers, you could beat the Steelers at least once. Cowboys, they probably gonna beat the Cowboys, being honest. The Titans win, the Browns is a win. Broncos is another questionable win, and you got the Steelers last game of the year. I mean, it's some tough ones, but they gonna have to play exceptional. Like, bro's gonna have to be perfect.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Especially like some of these games are very winnable, like you said with the Raiders. I think they can beat the Chargers. Cowboys in Dallas. I think Sunday night or Monday night, one of the two. You got
Mhm.
the Titans. You got the Browns. They're for sure gonna at least split it with the Steelers. Um, you got the Broncos at home. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna predict for them to win 7 of these next 9 games, but like I wouldn't put it past them at all. Um, but yeah, going more on Philly's side, this is their 7th game where they have not scored a single point in the first quarter, and they still won 37-17, and they still 5-2. If they can kind of get going early in the game, mainly in the first quarter, and continue that throughout the game, dude, they're rolling. You know, like they're playing quietly, playing some pretty good football, in my opinion. I know a lot of people talking about how they're beating up on kind of bad teams, and I'm not saying they're not, but I mean, you beat the Saints when the Saints were rolling. Like that was when they were 2-0, just coming off of whooping the Cowboys. You know,
Mhm.
you lose a bad one to the Bucks, then you go and you beat the Browns. The Browns aren't the greatest team, whatever. Beat the Giants. You know, you're supposed to win that game, and this was one of those games like you had said that we were talking about before, where we were talking about how they should flex this game to the 4 o'clock game, or the
Yeah.
3 o'clock game your time, whatever. And it's like, man, this is gonna be a great game, you know. And they go into Cincinnati and they take
Yeah.
care of business, and it really wasn't close, you know. And then they got the
Yeah. Like
Jags, they got Cowboys, Commanders will be a tough game. They got the Rams, Panthers, Steelers, Commanders, Giants. It's like they can kind of get on a little roll right here. I just really think they got to start out. They got to start fast, you know. Like again, they
yeah,
haven't
I
scored a
agree.
single point in the first quarter.
Yeah, like I think the toughest games are going to be those Commanders games. I think Dallas always gives them a tough test. Um, I think they'll beat. I think they'll split with Dallas. Um, I don't know about Washington. I think Washington could get on both games, but I think you gonna beat the Panthers. The Steelers aren't easy. Um, the Rams damn sure aren't easy. Baltimore is Baltimore. Like they're I mean the schedule is easy. Like they're gonna beat Jacksonville. Um, they could beat the Cowboys on the road. But like I mean, it's gonna get icky. I mean, and for the like you said, they got to get off to these good starts. And I mean, the good thing about it is they're playing these teams that they don't really have good defenses. So like, there's that. But like, it's not like Philly's offense is just like outside of what we saw in the first game. The offense in I guess this Bengals game, but the offense has not clicked. It has not been clicking like how we thought. The last two games it has, but we'll see. Like you said, if they can get some rolling. If they can go in there and steamroll Jacksonville, and they get that confidence going into that game against Dallas, then we'll see. But I don't know, man. Of course, I think they're gonna make the playoffs for 100%. I think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't know, man. We just gonna have to see how they stretch it. Because I will say after this Jaguars game, their next four games: Cowboys, Commanders, Rams, Ravens. I think that's gonna be the test to see what type of team they are.
Yeah, you also got your last 4 or 5 at home, which is obviously really really big
Mhm.
in my opinion. Uh, Philly's a huge home field advantage, especially when it gets cold and bitter and disgusting and all that. I mean, if you can win some of these, like again, like you said, Jags, they should beat that. They go into Dallas. They should, the way Dallas playing right now, they should beat Dallas. And then it's like you got the Commanders and you got the Rams. So there's gonna be 2 tough games, and you got the Ravens. That's gonna be a tough game as well. But then after that, you got the Panthers. I really don't think it's gonna be close between the Eagles and Steelers personally, and it's in Philly. And then you got the Commanders, and then you got Cowboys and Giants. Like those last 5 games gonna kind of prepare them for the playoffs, where it's like Panthers or whatever, and the Steelers got a tough defense, but I think they're gonna they're gonna crush us. Then you got the Commanders, got the Cowboys who always play them tough, and then the Giants kind of get healthy and go into the playoffs. Um, but this
Okay.
game really kind of reminded me of that MVP version of Jalen Hurts a little bit. You know, like he played
Hmm.
very very well.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
Yeah. Going on to the next game, the Falcons travel to Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. Falcons won this game 31-26. They go to 5-3. Tampa falls to 4-4. Main story for this game for Tampa is just the injuries. Tell Baker don't really trust neither of those guys that they got in there right now outside of Cade Otton, who had a pretty good game, 9 catches, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the story of this game was Kirk. Big Kirko, walking your trap, take over your trap. 23 for 29, 276, 4 tubs. Bijan had a okay day, nothing really too crazy. Like on the ground wise, in the receiving game, he got it going, 7 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Kyle Pitts really had himself first half, just a game in general, but 4 catches, 91 yards, 2 tubs. Darnell Mooney had the 4 catches, 86 yards in the tub. But yeah, man, shout out to Atlanta offensively, man. They was able to take care of business. They still somehow almost lost this game. I think there was a play that was very controversial. I don't remember it, but I remember like seeing it, some about it on Twitter, like that they missed something big for Tampa. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts like fumbled on a goal line, but like they didn't count it or something. They counted it as like a touchdown, but like the way I think it was Winfield, he like hit the ball out right on the goal line, and it was one of those like to me it looked like it was a fumble. Like I don't think it was a touchdown, but I would understand what the refs were seeing of like it was so close. I mean, if that's the play I'm thinking of personally,
Yeah.
but
But yeah,
but
so let's go ahead and get into the good stuff.
one
Wait,
one one
you want
one
to say
one second,
something
one
else?
second. Yeah, only thing I gotta say about this game is Kirk got the Bucks number in the last 2 games he played against them. He got almost 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. It's like, bro, and,
That's
and 2 dubs.
ridiculous.
That's all that matters. He got the 2 dubs at the end of the day. But yeah, dude, 800 yards and 8 touchdowns in the last 2 games against them. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Kirk, man. He playing his ass off right now. Going on to let's get into the good stuff. The Ravens travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns, where me and you thought this was just an easy win. Um, but yeah, Ravens drop to 5-3. Browns go to 2-6. They lose this game 29-24. Um, I got a few things to say about this one. Starting off number one, remember how I've been saying, and when YouTube agree with me, how the Ravens need another wide receiver. They need another wide receiver. They need one bad. Rashad Bateman. Anybody who knows ball knows that he's not the guy. I mean, he's been not the guy. Like they need someone that's reliable. Like I don't care what it's gonna take for the Baltimore. Like they need a wide receiver really, really, really bad. And I saw people saying like, how come they didn't feed Derrick Henry more? I mean, it's not like they weren't having success throwing the ball. Lamar was 23 for 38, 289, 2 touchdowns. I mean, they were doing really well throwing the ball. Zay Flowers had himself a nice day, 7 catches, buck 15. But my main thing was just like, again, who else does he have to go to? He goes to Bateman in the clutch, a catch to damn near win the game. Just the Ravens would have controlled that game, and it's just that drop just killed them. Shout out to James, man. I want to give he bought out. This Ravens defense, man, we talked about it. Like they are very questionable, especially in the secondary. Jameis was 27-41, 3 touchdowns. Nick Chubb had an okay day on the ground. Speaking, the fact that it's his second game back from blowing out his knee. But shout out to Cedric Tillman, 7 catches, 99 yards, 2 tubs. Elijah Moore had himself a day because I definitely remember Browns fans saying, "Get that man off my team." 8 catches, 85 yards. Jerry Judy had a good game as well. 5 catches, 79. Njoku had himself a day. 5 catches, 60 yards in a tub. But Jameis, I thought played his ass off. I mean, the last second touchdown. What else can you ask from your guy? Better than Deshaun Watson, and it's not even close. But yeah, I mean Lamar. I feel so bad. I would have slammed my helmet too. Like you throw one of the best throws any quarterback in the history of this league could make right in the hands. And he drops it. I mean, like, can you imagine like a cross body, cross field throw? You roll out, plant your feet. I mean, you can't I don't you can't throw the ball better than that. And Bateman just dropped the ball. Like it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I thought the besides Lamar, I thought Kyle Hamilton played the best game. Besides that dropped interception, that
Yeah.
that was brutal. I thought he was,
He dropped so many picks, man.
dude. That
He
that
dropped
that
so
that
many. Like
one
he had,
was, it was bad toward that last pick.
yeah, like yeah, no, but just in terms of the other games, like Bro, people making edits about Kyle Hamilton because even Zay Flowers like, bro, you can't catch no picks. Like he does not. He has some of the worst hands I've seen from a football player like in a while. But he still had a really good game.
Yeah, I thought he was the best defender on the Ravens, personally, him or Roquan, but he was balling. It was just that one missed interception that it, it ruined the whole game for him. How great he played in that game, and yeah, Lamar was balling as well. This, in my opinion, like I'm not really worried about the Ravens like at all. To be honest with you, I think the Ravens are like this is just one of them trap games that Browns just lost Watson, James coming in with new energy, turn it around type thing. I mean, the Ravens, the pass defense is questionable. Besides that, I mean, they'll figure it out. You know,
Eddie Jackson is horrible.
I mean,
Eddie Jackson is horrible. I don't know what happened to him. I mean, he's bad. Like I don't know what happened to Eddie, man. He used to be so elite. Like he's just it's like damn. Like he's getting beat. Like he's getting beat. They might need to go make a move.
yeah. And
But
I'm
yeah.
just, I'm not worried about the Ravens like at all. Like I'm not saying like I'm not worried about them that they suck. I'm saying like I'm not worried about them like they're gonna figure out. They're gonna turn around. They're gonna be fine. You know, like
Yeah,
this is just like a hiccup game. This is a just one of them games like it's a trap game. You know, I thought Lamar played great. I do think that they should have fed Derrick Henry a little bit more. Bro was almost averaging 7 yards carry. You know, to give him 11 attempts. You know, it's like it's not like you guys were getting blown out either. You know, like it was a close
yeah, yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah,
It's like, bro, like
yeah.
feed him. Like that's what got you. That's what's gotten you all this
I think
success is
they
feeding him.
yeah, like I think they thought like we could take advantage of the Browns. Like they were out their best corners. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like they felt like they could, I mean, and they were having success throwing the ball. It's just like it's easy. Like I ain't gonna say it's easy to say, but like you can say that because they lost the game. But if Bateman catches that ball, it's like they won and they didn't have to feed Derrick Henry as much. You see what I'm saying? Like we're having a completely different conversation. It's just really tough. Like I agree, yeah, you should get Derrick Henry more than 11 carries, but I mean overall, like they were having success. Like all they need is a guy to catch a ball or Kyle Hamilton catch that pick. And I mean, we talking about something completely different. But yeah, like you said, I think the Ravens will be fine. I think they have a very interesting game next week that we're gonna get into a little bit later. But yeah, I think the Ravens, man, they the defense concerns me. And the secondary concerns me. It really does. Like candid, I know Nate Wiggins was out for this game. I know what's his name playing today? Well, was Humphrey out too?
I got no idea. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know Nate Wiggins was out. Let me see if Marlowe was out too. Yeah, Marlowe didn't play either, so they were banged up. Like that's I mean, like I knew for sure Nate was out. I didn't know Marlowe had played, but yeah, but even before this game, though, the secondary was concerning me. So we'll see how it is. Hopefully they get back. Well, not hopefully in my case, but we'll see. But they should get back healthy next week. But yeah, man, I'm not hitting the panic button on Baltimore by any means necessary. But
Do
going on
you
to the next game, I was at this.
one second, one
Oh,
second.
go ahead, go ahead.
Do you know how Keith Mitchell's doing? Like his return? I don't know when he's scheduled to come back, but I think whenever he comes back, he's gonna add that extra element, that extra speed to this offense. Whenever he comes back from his injury, I can't really find anything
I know it's
exact.
soon.
Yeah, like Harbaugh's saying he's right on his schedule, but they can't pinpoint. It's impossible to put a timetable on it exactly right now, but he's on schedule. So I don't really know what schedule,
Yeah, no,
like when he's projected to come back, but that'll add something to
well,
this offense.
yeah. So he came back to practice this past week, and they opened up his 21-day window to return. So he'll be back soon. Maybe not this game. Maybe the game after this one, this next one. But I hope it's not this game. I hope they don't bring him back against us. But yeah, I really hope they don't. But yeah, going on to the next game. I was at this game by the way, so I have a lot to say. Um, Colts travel to Houston, take on the Texans. Texans ended up winning this game 23-20. They go to 6-2. The Colts fall to 4-4. I don't really have too much to say about the Texans. My main thing was on the Colts. Anthony Richardson, and I'm being so 100 when I say this. He he might be Deshaun Watson's hurt, so he's not even qualified. Anthony Richardson might be the worst quarterback. I mean, outside of maybe what Will Levis, if you want to say that, Anthony Richardson might be the worst quarterback in the league. He is awful. He's awful. I saw Colts fans try to say the receivers are letting him down. I don't want to hear any of that shit. Adonai Mitchell, Josh Downs, Pittman, Alec Pierce, don't want to hear a lick of it. Jonathan Taylor, come on, bro. 10 for 32, 175, a touchdown to pick. I mean, we got to have discussions. He the pick he had at the end of the half, bro. Anthony Richardson on third down yesterday, Ryan, was horrible. Every time on third down when the crowd got loud, he panicked in every situation. The pick he threw like at the end of the half, it was horrible. I had never seen it. I like it was bad. He was just, I ain't gonna lie, you gotta go to Flacco. And then where like Ron, I'm gonna tell you what's funny too. Like the play everyone's talking about with him, when he said I was tired. So we're watching the game and it was, bro, that was a third down. Like everybody saying, I remember Stephen A was like it's a third and goal. It wasn't a third and goal. It was like third and they were like in definitely field goal range though. Like, yeah. And I remember like he ran on second down, got tackled, and they had like a long way to go. You could tell they probably weren't gonna get the third convert on third down. And we saw the dude, me and the dude sitting next to me, we were like, is that Flacco on the game? And I was like, I was like, bro, did AR get hurt on that last run? Like, did he like? I saw they tackled him by his ankle. Like, you think his ankle hurt? And he was like, I don't know, man, it's kind of weird. So he checks his Reddit. He's like, nah, they said he's out of breath. I said, what? They put in Joe Flacco, handed the ball off to the running back, and that was that. Like the play he checked out, man said I was out of breath. You couldn't handed the ball off to the back. But anyway, I mean, y'all want to go see the clips out to go check my Twitter. I have way more than it. I'm probably gonna do a video on it. I mean, Anthony Richardson. I feel so bad for the Colts. Like, I feel so bad for the Colts. I mean, he's that bad, Ryan. He's bad. I mean, you've been saying this for weeks. But like it's getting to a point now where like it's almost a no-brainer that Flacco should be the starter. It's a no-brainer. Like, in one thing I'll say now, I'll let you go. When we were doing the interviews, I ran into Adonai Mitchell's uncle, and he himself said, and I quote, Anthony Ritt that he thinks that they should be starting Joe Flacco. That he thinks, and I ain't gonna say what he said about his nephew, but like there is a genuine belief that among Colts fans that Joe Flacco should be the starting quarterback of this team, that he gives this team the best chance. Anthony Richardson's not ready. I mean, it's just I've never seen anything like I haven't seen anything. I've never seen an offense be like that, like what I saw yesterday. Like Shane Steichen does not believe in that man, and I don't think Anthony Richardson has belief in himself at this point anymore. I mean, it's that bad. Like I know he hasn't played that many games, but like Josh Allen wasn't this bad his rookie year, man. But I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a crossroad with it. Like, I do think Flacco is a better quarterback. I just feel like you kind of draft this guy with a top 5 pick, and he got hurt his rookie season. Like, this is really his rookie season, you know. So it's like, do you really want to do you want to sit him behind Flacco and let him develop, or do you want to like go with what you have with Richardson and just let him like get his bumps and bruises, like learn and go like that? But like, I didn't really pay too much attention to the game. The only things I saw were the clips that you had sent me. Um, I did see Mixon's touchdown. So I want to talk more about the Texans, more so
Texans.
just Joe Mixon. You know, I thought Joe Mixon played a pretty solid game. I saw
He's a top
Stephon
3
went
back
down.
this year.
I saw Stephon went down. I think they were talking about possible ACL or some shit. It was like my fault. Excuse me, some knee. Um,
Yeah,
something
nah,
like that.
it looked bad when it happened,
Uh-huh.
but they said he was. It's nothing too serious though. But when
Okay.
it happened, I thought it was bad because it was non-contact. He came out of his. I saw it. I got it on, but he came out of his release and like immediately hobbled, and I was like, it's non-contact. Non-contact usually doesn't look good, but they said he was a non-participant in practice today, but he's probably not going to play for Thursday. But I think after that he'll be fine.
But yeah, I'm just kind of, I don't know. I guess more so eventually, like with the Colts, like you do have to make a decision. It's not like they bad either. They're 4-4. You know, like they can easily come over here and sneak into the playoffs. You know, so it's like you kind of go with what you feel like is gonna win you games, or do you go with the quarterback that you just drafted? And it's like he's a young guy, and you gotta let him develop and learn. You know, I don't like some of his responses though. Like I'm not trying to like be a dick or nothing like that. I'm just being honest. Like him talking about like I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there that I did. So I just told Shane I needed a break right there. It's like, bro, you're like, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I'm not speaking for you. This is my opinion. You're the quarterback. You know, it's like whenever I think of a quarterback, you are the captain of that team. You're the engine of that team. You're everything. Like, you know, if you see your quarterback going out there talking about I'm tired, I need a break, it's like, bro, like that sets the standard for the whole team. That sets the attitude for the whole team. You know, like teams see that. You know, like I don't know. I didn't like that. There's no way Flacco's going out there talking about, hey, coach, I'm tired. Take me out for a play. You know, it's like you can't do that. I'm sorry, and especially like dude, you're 22 years old. You know, it's like it's not like you 40 years old running around out there. Like you're 22 years old. Like I don't know. It's like, but granted, I understand he just came back from an injury and all that. He might not be in the best cardio shape, but like I think he had a hip injury, right? Wasn't like a hip injury. It was a lower
Yeah, it was
body
like a hip
injury.
or a rib. It
Yeah,
was one of those hip or a rib.
it's like again, I'm not saying he wasn't because obviously I wasn't there. I'm just saying in general, you can do cardio without using your lower body. You know, you can get your cardio and you can get your heart going and you can get your cardiovascular system moving and all that stuff. You can get all that stuff going and not have to use your legs and run and do all that stuff. You know,
Mhm.
it's like to not be in shape and you be an NFL player and you getting paid millions of dollars to be a professional athlete and stay in shape and be ready to go. And you talking about on the one of the most crucial times during the game, talking about I'm tired. It's like, dude, that's not a great look.
Yeah,
And you're the quarterback.
yeah, I don't give a damn if it's third and long. Like, come on, man. Y'all weren't gonna probably get it anyway, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I like Anthony Richardson too. I thought he was gonna be great. I'm not saying he didn't have the potential to be
I
great.
did too.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like I thought he was gonna be a really really good quarterback. He had the build for it. He had the arm power for it. Everything. He had the potential for it. And it's like again, I'm not saying he can't. I'm not just giving up on him either. Like let's say he 10 games, 11 games in his rookie season right now. But it's like, dude, this is just not a good look at all.
Yeah, no, it's you're hurting him playing him at this point because it's like he needs to learn. Like I'm telling you, Ryan. But remember, I peeped this weeks ago. We both did. Like Flacco's the better quarterback. I mean, Anthony Richardson, he's not good. Like right now, like I'm not saying that he can't get any better. Like, but just as of right now, he is bad. Like he's bad. Like and Colts fans don't want to see it because they don't want to, face the realization that their fourth overall pick is just not playing good football. But he's not playing good football. But yeah, shout out to the Texans for getting a dub. The defense I thought played well. Sack Richardson 5 times. Joe Mixon is, like I said, playing like a top 3 back in the league right now. He has been everything that the Texans have asked for and as a running back, in the passing game, in the running game. I mean, he's just a full-on freaking beast. And shout out to CJ Stroud as well. Had a really solid game, 25 for 37, 285 in a touchdown. But yeah, going on to the next one. And I'm pretty sure Ryan's gonna have a lot to say about this one. Um, Jets travel to New England to take on the Patriots. Patriots go to 2-6. Jets fall to 2-6. Um, I'm kind of at a loss for words with the Jets, to be quite honest. I thought they had the game won, and then I look up in Ramondre Stevenson's game and get. So I was told that Robert Sala was the problem. That's what was in. Me and Ryan both came on here and said that we didn't think firing Robert Sala was the problem, and it was not the problem. This you Patriots scored 25, which Cobra said. Mm, I don't know, man. The Jet season is over. It's over. Unless you literally only lose one game for the rest of the season, your season is shot. You got the Texans next on a short week. You may be able to beat them because they're going to be banged up if you're good enough. Like you should beat them because they don't have Diggs or Collins. So you there's a game for you to take. Um, then you got the Cardinals. Then you have the Colts. So like then you got the Seahawks, Dolphins, Jags, Rams, Bills, Dolphins. I mean, you can really only lose two games for the rest of the season. So that maybe that can be the Bills and the Dolphins, but I mean, are we looking at this Jets team thinking that they can pull off the rest of the season? Going, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Going 7-9. I mean 7-2. Like, I don't know, man. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm a big like Rodgers supporter, and I believe in him, you know.
Me
But
too. Yeah,
eventually, it
I
does
am
get to
too.
a point where he just not playing great, and it's also kind of like some of the teams they've lost to. Eventually, it will come back and bite them in the butt. Talking about like the Broncos, they lost to the Broncos early in the season, the Bills, the Steelers, and it's like those are three playoff caliber teams. That let's say like let's say you have a tied record, you know, you're not getting in because you lost to them, you know, and then like you got the Texans coming up on Thursday, you got the Colts coming up, and we were just talking about how they could possibly sneak into the playoffs. It's like one of these next two, like these, and then also got the Cardinals, who we always talk about
These
the
next three
attractiveness.
games are huge,
Yeah, it's like, man, like let's
and
say,
they're all tough.
yeah, like you lose to the Colts and you lose to the Texans. It's like those are two teams like first of all, your season's probably done after that,
Yeah, no, yeah, no,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's gonna be tough, you know. It's weird seeing like how the media and even us kind of hyped up Devontae going to the Jets, and like how he was going to be able to click and be right in that system and be able to just work, and it was just going to be him and Rodgers back, and like everything was going to be peaches and cream and everything in between. They talking about this man has 7 receptions for like 81 yards or something in 2 games. It's like this was supposed to be the piece that pushed you over the edge. And it's like I'm not saying they're not better with Devontae. They're not good enough with Devontae though. You know, like they're not playing good
Yeah,
enough. And eventually these games are you're 2-6. It's not like it's the beginning of the season no more. We halfway through the season. You know.
yeah. I like my thing with them is that you're committing to the run game when the run game is terrible. Like you're running it with Brees and you're running it with Braden Allen 28 times, and like you're not getting an insane amount of production. Like yeah, Brees has 16 for 80, but it's like throw the ball, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, Garrett Wilson had a pretty solid game, 5 for 113, but the defense just, it's tough, man. Like the Jets have tried. I said it from the jump. Robert Saleh should have stayed. I mean, the defense was not the issue. The defense have been one of the best in the league since Robert Saleh got to New York. They've been one of the best defenses in the league, and you see the drop off in defense. You do. Like they were at a point where they weren't really giving up shit, and now they're giving up 37 to Pittsburgh, 25 to New England. Like this is not the defense that we once saw. But I mean, I have nothing really to say. I love Rodgers. I'm not gonna say Rodgers is playing great. I don't think he's playing as bad as people are trying to make it seem. No, like I think people are. I mean, he's definitely. They're gonna put all the blame on him as they should. But I mean, if you really look at their games, like they just it's looking really rough for the Jets. They've lost now 5 straight games against. I mean, you should have beat the Patriots. Like I understand losing to Denver. You should have won the Denver game. Kicker missed the field goal, but like I understand losing to Minnesota, losing to Buffalo, losing to Pittsburgh, somewhat, but like 5 straight, and then like it's a bad look on all parts. I think it has a lot to do with just the Jets as an organization. They're just not a winning culture. They're not a winning culture, and it's hard to go into a team and try to change a team who's been losing for decades and just make them a winning team like this because there's so much turmoil. Like it's just so many bad decisions that led to this. Like keeping Nathaniel Hackett, Um, just shifting all the blame to Robert Saleh. I mean, it's just it's too much. Like it's just too much. Like it really is. Like not addressing the issues that you needed to address. Woody Johnson being himself. Like I mean, it's just a mess over there with the Jets. And I'm not gonna lie. Like I think Aaron Rodgers still has some football left in him. I'm not. I don't think he's gonna go out on this note. I think he's gonna go to a different team though. I think the Jets experiment is over. I just don't see a way Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm gonna come back here. Like, it's just no way. And I mean, he should go somewhere else if I think he still has football in him. I would love to see him in Pittsburgh. That's just me though, but I think that would be insane for him to go over there. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I do feel like the Jets schedule is easier. The remainder schedule is easier than the Bengals schedule. Granted, I
It
think
is.
the Bengals got one more win over the Jets right now.
Mhm.
But that's going to be a team again that they're going to have to compete with to make the playoffs. You got the Texans, which is going to be a tough game. You got the Cardinals. You got the Colts, Seahawks, Dolphins twice, Jags, Rams, Bills. It's like there could easily be 6, 7 wins up in here. I think the Cardinals. I'm not gonna say the easy wins, but I'm just saying like Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks, Dolphins. At least one of them Dolphins games. Um, Jags, Rams. Rams gonna be tough. Bills will be tough. Texans will be tough. But it's like
Yeah,
if you're a real football team and you're like a legit football team, I'm not gonna say I'm completely out on them. I think if they lose this Texans game,
it's over. No,
yeah,
they lose it, their
yeah,
season
nah.
is 100% over. Right now, it's at like 80% over.
Mm-hmm.
But if they lose this Texan games, it's over. Okay, I'll say 70%, but it's over. Like if they lose that Texan game, it's wraps. Like it's over. But yeah,
I
going on
don't know
to
if it's
oh, go ahead.
really quick. I just don't know if it's maybe like a nostalgia factor or something. I still got belief in Rodgers. I just imagine him like with the Packers where he was like, man, guys, relax, chill out, like I got it, and he went on like a run, you know. And I think that was the year they went to the Super Bowl and won it. Um,
Yeah,
it's just I don't know. Again, he's not playing great. He's not playing like that, like them MVP style Rodgers like moments
yeah,
that
but we
like we've
knew.
seen.
Yeah, but like we knew he wasn't gonna be that. Like I still think he has football left, but he can't be that. That's the point with him going to the Jets. Like, and it's just not working.
I don't know.
It's not working.
What were they last year at this point in time?
They weren't 2-6. They were like 4-5 or somewhere around there. Like they were like 3-4. So it was
So,
something like that.
yeah, so they were
They're
better
worse.
off with they were better off with Wilson last year than they were with Rodgers this year. I'm not
I
saying
mean, when you put
Rodgers
it like that,
yeah, I'm
I
not
mean, when
saying
you put it
Rodgers is a
like that,
worse
yeah, we got
quarterback, but Rodgers is definitely a better quarterback. But I
yeah,
don't
but you
know.
got to also remember though the defense. It's a lot of factors that play into it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
they
Yeah.
were. They were better with
Football is
Zach
a
Wilson.
team game. It's just not an individual game, and people sometimes, including ourselves, sometimes we get so
Yeah,
caught up on the individual player, we try to point blame at somebody, talking about yeah, this person was the reason they lost when it's a football game, you know.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but going on to the next one, the Cardinals travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Miami drops to 2-5. Cardinals go to 4-4. They're first in their division, just like that. We talked about the Cardinals. They always are a trap game. Feel like they have games that are really bad, and they have games like these where they go off on one of the best defenses in the league. Shout out to Kyler Murray, 26 for 36, 307. 2 touchdowns on this one. James Conner had a okay day. 20 carries, 53 yards, a touchdown, but Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison feasted. 9 catches for Trey McBride, a buck 24, 6 catches for Marv, a buck 11 and a touchdown. Was feasting on Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Jalen Ramsey was. I haven't seen him like that before. He was shook. Tua, he was pretty good in his first game back. 28, 38, 234 touchdown. Devon A. Chain got the ball going. Tyreek Hill had 72 yards, but Tua and them, they had 4 fumbles. They didn't lose one, which was crazy, but I mean, the story of this game for me was just the Dolphins' defense. They just gave up a lot. I know one of the fumbles ended up being, I think, did one of the fumbles end up being like a safety or something? If I'm not mistaken,
I'm
let me
not
see real
sure.
quick. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
in the third quarter,
safety.
one of the fumbles, yeah, resulted in the safety. and the Cardinals walked it off on the field goal. I mean, just Dolphins they started off, they were up 10-0, and then it just went kind of down. Like went downhill. They really lost this game in the fourth quarter. They were up 27-18 and just lost the game. But shout out to the Cardinals, man. I mean, look, they're a trap game. We've been saying it, but as far as the Dolphins goes, I'll let Ryan get into that. But I ain't gonna lie, the schedule is. I'm gonna let Ryan get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Dolphins played all right, especially that first drive. They kind of just came out and like exploded, ran down the field. Most got his touchdown. But then after that, it was just the defense was just getting picked apart. Um, yeah, I mean, the offense looked night and day. It was a night and day difference from when Snoop Huntley was quarterback. No disrespect to him, I'm just saying. A-Chain, like you say, he got going. Tyreek played all right. And they almost had 400 total yards. I don't know. I mean, just looking at the Dolphins' up and coming schedule, it's not like tough, but it's like we're talking about these 2-5, 2-6 teams. It's like we got the Bengals, we got the Jets, we got the Dolphins, and it's like one of these three teams gonna make the playoffs. You know, one of these three teams gonna turn their season around and make the playoffs. But it's like it's just the fact that like you got yourself in this hole, and like everybody, at least mostly everybody. I know I did. I had the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Bengals all making the playoffs. It's like it's gonna be tough for it. Like, it's gonna take one of these teams to just really go on a run, and I don't know what team it's gonna be, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really thought they were gonna win this game. I thought Tua coming back was just gonna change the whole offense, and it did. It changed it, but just not enough to get the win at the end of the day. And I guess that's more of a credit to the Cardinals, like you said, being first in their division and really just playing. They're playing tough football, you know. I benched Marv. Man, this man, every time I bench him, he goes off. Every time he's on my lineup, 2 catches, 5 yards. That's it. It's like, bro, like, but yeah, I mean, it really just kind of show you that, like, and I'm going to ask you a question about this towards the end of the podcast, but just how talented these rookie receivers are. Like, every single week there's like a different rookie receiver going off, you know? And Marv just had his week this week. So shout out to him. Shout out to the Cardinals. They got the dub, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, my fault, you guys. Hey, look, game of the week, baby. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Next game up on the board. The Panthers are traveling. They travel to Denver to take on the Broncos, steaming hot. Hey, look, Broncos win the game 28-14. Broncos go to 5-3. Panthers drop to 1-7. Hey, look, man, we gonna start doing weekly belt to ass. We got to create a reward of just whoever got the most belt to ass. And I know the Titans should get it this week, but I'm giving it to the Panthers. Hey, man, shout out to Bo Nix. Hey, look, he ain't got his breakout game yet, bro. He ain't got the breakout game yet, because that's what everybody been saying. 28 for 37, 285, 3 touchdowns, 1 on the ground. Shout out to Bo, baby. Hey, man, he handled his business. What a game for my quarterback. And I just want to throw out some stats, you know what I'm saying, for Ryan, because, hey, look, in the month of October, the man's probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Month. We being completely honest with you. I want to give a huge shout out to this man. Let me pull up the stats real quick for everybody. Just give me one quick second. Where my Bo Nick stats at? Here we go. Bo Nix. Oh, yeah, he also had 142 passer rating today. I just had to let that be known. But, yeah, shout out to him. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. Here we go. In the month of October, among rookie quarterbacks, Bo Nix, first in passing touchdowns, first in passing touchdown interception ratio, first in passing yards, first in rushing touchdowns, and first in wins, baby. What can we say? He's the rookie of the month. He's right now, arguably. You want to go toe to toe with Jaden Daniels? He's up there with Jaden Daniels as far as one of the best rookie quarterbacks. It's him and Jaden Daniels, and it's close. Caleb, it ain't close. Shout out to Bo. We getting it done. Hey, look, we 5-3. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Carolina. Shout out to Jalen Coker, had himself a day. But the defense, another day where they stepped up. The defensive player of the motherfucking year, him or TJ Watt, I will say. Shout out to my boy Pat Surtain. Hey, bro, look, it is what it is. Came back from a concussion, got a pick. Shout out to Jaquan McMillan, got the crazy pick. Shout out to Brandon Jones, Nick Bonito, 6 straight games with a sack. We broke the streak from Von Miller. I mean, oh my goodness. 5-3. 5-3, baby. Bo Nix is balling. I'm still trading Cortland Sutton. Still F. Little Jordan Humphrey. They both still suck. But guess what, bro? Right. We're 5-3. And we got Baltimore and KC in our next 2 games. Don't let us, bro. If we beat those teams, we gonna get into that at the end of the episode. But I just got to give a shout out to my Broncos, man. Shout out to Bo Nix, baby. Take it away. And don't hate.
I'm not gonna hate. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. They beat the Raiders,
Oh
Chargers,
my God.
Panthers, and Saints. I'm talking about they beat the 2 worst teams in the AFC West and the 2 worst teams in the NFC South. And granted, you can only play who's in front of you. We've been talking about all for these episodes about how, man, the Panthers got that college defense. We were just talking about how bad the Saints are. We've been talking about how bad the Raiders are. This man got a belt. Talking about
belt to ass, bro.
You know what? You know what? I'm not even gonna hate on them. Shout out to the Broncos. Bo Nix has been playing pretty solid. Granted, against not great teams, but you can only play who's in front of you, and he's been playing a lot better than some of these other rookie quarterbacks. So
give him his credit, Ryan. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, he playing better than Michael Penix. He playing better than JJ McCarthy.
He's balling. He's balling, and you know it. We have the worst playmakers. We have the worst wide receiver core in the league, tight end core. We have the worst tight end one in the league. Hell, we got the worst tight end. It's dudes in college that got better tight end rooms than us. And we got the worst running back room in the league. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Bo really should have had 6 touchdowns. Lil Jordan Humphrey dropped 1 that was basically a touchdown. Cortland Sutton fumbled at the 1. Like, Marvin Mims dropped 1 too. Bo should have had like 6 total touchdowns, maybe 7. He should have threw a party on these boys.
That man said he should have had 70.
No, I said 7.
Oh, I know. I'm saying in general. You basically saying they should have had 70.
Man, bro, Sean Payton said it best. Hey, we need some new receivers. Cortland Sutton got to go. He was screaming at Cortland Sutton on the sideline, but it's all good. Hey, look, I just want to hear you say the words that Bo Nix is balling.
I just said that. Said that.
Bo, say it again.
No, I just said it. You can rewind it. You can look at it. I just said that. I just said that.
Bo Nix,
I am not a Broncos hater. I'm rooting for you guys until we play you guys in the playoffs. And after that, I don't care about you guys anymore.
Best defense in the league.
I'm just saying, if we being honest, you know.
I mean, bro, like, look, you can only play the competition that's in front of you. But
these next 3 games going to be a huge test for you guys.
Hey, man. Hey, look, I'm all here for the competition. Because I think our defense can get it done. But, yeah, I had to show the emotion. Shout out to Bo Nix, baby. I believe 100%. Hey, Ryan, do you believe? Do you believe?
I'm still a little iffy. Do you
freaking believe, baby?
I might believe a little bit in Bo.
Yeah, you believe. Yes, sir. Hey, but that's a good idea. Moving forward, we're gonna start giving belt to ass awards on this show. This belt's coming out every show. We're gonna give a belt to ass award for a team that gets that ass whoop. But yeah, man, this week it should be the Titans. I'm gonna get the Titans honorable mention, but the Panthers get that belt to ass because Bo Nix gave them belt to ass. 4 touchdowns for Bo Nix, man. Stop playing. And Jay Daniels and Caleb Williams, they ain't have the game he had on Sunday, and I feel like both still didn't get enough love. Because they was calling him the worst quarterback in the league after he made a bad throw last week. Shout out to Bo Nix, baby. We had to get that out of my system.
Man, I might have to buy myself a belt if we can be doing belt to ass. I might have to buy myself one.
Oh, man, yeah. Shout out. Yeah. All right. But yeah, we got that game out the way. I had to get that out of my system quick. But going on to the next game. This one was closer than I expected it to be. It's the Chiefs. The Chiefs go to 7-0 on the season, their last undefeated team. They travel to Vegas to take on the Raiders. A little bit of a revenge game in a way for the Chiefs. They won 27-20. This one got close, kind of late. It was just a weird game. Like Chiefs kind of almost got caught up in the trap game a little bit. The Raiders started coming back. They were down 27-13, cut it, scored a touchdown at the end of the game. But shout out to the Chiefs, man. They go to 7-0. Raiders fall to 2-6. Kareem Hunt ran the ball okay. Mahomes, I thought, played a relatively good game. 27 for 38, 262, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Kelsey had a good game, but I have concerns about the Chiefs. I'm want to hear what you got to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think they played a great game, but also, I mean, they did exactly what they needed to do and win the game. I mean, that's what the Chiefs are great at, is winning, you know? I mean,
yeah.
But the Kelsey had his first touchdown of the season today. Oh, not today, but yesterday. You know what I'm trying to say. I think this was probably Mahomes' best game. Granted, it was against a not great Raiders defense, but this was probably Mahomes' best game of the season so far, in my opinion. If not, maybe that Ravens game. But even that, I thought he played better this game personally. But again, two different defenses.
Mm-hmm.
You could see they were trying to get different pieces involved. You know, they tried to get Carson Steele involved a little bit. D-Hop kind of, you could see they tried to get him involved a little bit, but it's like they just, I don't know, they didn't. He only had 2 catches for 29 yards. Xavier Worthy had himself a nice little touchdown as well. This Chiefs team is just kind of getting carried by their defense. The defense is playing lights out. They're one of the best defenses in the NFL. Yeah, it's like I really don't think if they had the defense that when Mahomes entered the league, if they had that defense right now, there's no
They'd
way.
be bad.
Yeah, there's no way in how they'd be 7-0 right now. But I mean, again, they win in games and they're gonna keep chugging along. Eventually, they're gonna run into one of these tougher teams, and that's when I'm kind of, again, like we were talking about last episode. At what point you think the Chiefs are gonna lose their first game? Is there a possibility of the Chiefs anyway going undefeated? I don't think there is, but it's like you go up against the Buccaneers, and I mean Kirk just exposed the hell out of that defense week 5 and this week. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
man, never mind. I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. I'm talking to myself for this, so I'm not talking to you. They got the Broncos and KC, and then you got to go play Buffalo. I think that Buffalo game is going to be probably where they dropped their first game.
I think week 9 when they play a certain orange and blue squad that's coming to town with being heavily dogged. These brothers right here, you know, I think that game gonna get real interesting. That's all I'm gonna say, man. You know, don't. Hey, look, I want the Chiefs to be undefeated. I want them to be 8-0 when the Broncos come to town. Cause if we beat the 8-0 Chiefs, hey man, we doing a whole episode special. Cause I ain't gonna lie. What? If they 8-0 and we beat them,
I'm gonna be sitting here just quiet as hell the whole episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know.
We doing a whole discussion episode.
I don't know, dude. I just don't think they're not gonna beat the Chiefs. I think that first loss probably gonna be to Buffalo in Buffalo. And then they got the Panthers, the Raiders again on Black Friday. And then they got the Chargers, they got the Browns, and then I think really that next game against the Texans. I think those are the 2 games that are kind of on my radar a little bit. Of they got the Chiefs, they got the Bills, and they got the Texans. I think those are the 2 games I could see them possibly losing that might end their streak. And after that, you got the Texans on the 21st, you got the Steelers on the 25th, and you got the Broncos on the 5th. So they got what? No, and they got the Browns. Yeah. So they got the Browns on the 15th. They got the Texans on the 21st, and then they got the Chiefs they got the Steelers on the 25th. So you got 3 games in 10 days right there. You know. And
then they gonna be up, and then they got Denver that last game of the year.
Man, they ain't gonna be worried about no Bo Nix in Denver, Week 18.
Hey, bro.
They
Hey,
ain't
bro.
gonna be worried about that. Man, they're gonna be benching their starters at that point.
You just said that you believe. All I know is
I believe, but I believe in the Chiefs more.
I'm gonna say this. Hey, man, week 9, just know. Belt to ass could be.
That man got the belt.
Hey, man. Going on to the next game. Bro, the game of the weekend, honestly, man. The Bears is on the road in this one. The Bears traveled to Landover or wherever that place is, somewhere in the DC area. They traveled over
it's
there.
not even in DC. It's not even DC. It's maybe like 45 minutes away from me. It is not in no damn DC. Anyways, put some respect on Landover, Maryland.
Landover, yes, Maryland. Anyways, I don't really have too much to say about it. Jaden Daniels completely outplayed Caleb Williams. I remember I was called crazy for saying that he was gonna be better than bro, but it is what it is. They won the game off a freaking Hail Mary. Caleb Williams, I mean, he did leave it all out on the line. DeAndre Swift had a really good game, 18 carries, $130 in the tub. Caleb put together a really nice drive at the end of the game to get them to win, but Hail Mary happened. Terry McLaurin had a really good game as well, 5 catches, $125. I mean, just it's insane, bro. Like a Hail Mary. I mean, you can't really write this season better for Washington, to be quite honest with you. Like, what a season, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and take over. Play.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the whole game plan for the Bears was kind of weird, to be honest with you. I just thought, I mean, you get Cole Kmet 1 reception for 14 yards. You got DJ Moore 2 receptions for 27 yards, and Keenan Allen 2 receptions for 39 yards. It's like, and Rome didn't have a great game either. 3 receptions for 41 yards. It's like, I don't know. I expected them to pass the ball a lot more than they did. Granted, DeAndre Swift, he had a touchdown by almost 130 yards, 18 carries. Caleb Williams was running the ball a little bit as well. Realistically, the Bears didn't deserve to win the game at all. The Commanders completely outplayed them. Bears defense played solid. On that last play, man, Tyreek Stevenson, it was not a great look. You sitting there talking trash to the fans and all that. But, I mean, people already giving him shit for that. I'm not going to sit there and keep
playing bad.
Yeah. I'm not going to pile on to it. You know, he one of the best players on defense, and he just made a boneheaded decision just sitting there. He let his emotions get to him a little bit. It's a tough way to lose, and this is one of those games too where it's like this could really come back and bite them in the butt when it comes to playoffs. You know, it's like they win this game, they 5-2, and the Commanders are 5-3, and they have the advantage over the Commanders. You know, like if it comes down to it, and one of the teams got to make the playoffs, the Bears are making over the Commanders if they're the same record. But I don't know. Caleb he didn't play a great game. That offensive line didn't play great for the Bears really either. Jaden's stats, his passing stats are a little inflated just because of that one Hail Mary, you know, to win the game. It was like a 60-yard Hail Mary or whatever. Granted, I'm not giving Jaden any shit. He played a good game as well. Someone I'm I'm very very happy for Terry. He's been on the Commanders his whole career, and they have always kind of been mediocre, bad. They made the playoffs that one year, but besides that, like they just haven't been great. And I know there's been conversations about like trading him and all that. I'm glad to see he finally has himself a quarterback, like a legit guy, and he's like he's a legit number 1 receiver. And just as he's in Washington, his career has kind of been people just kind of seeing him as like a whatever receiver because he's just not really. He's just not. They're not winning games. You know, it's like if he was on the Chiefs right now, man, he would be in best wide receiver in the league conversations. You know, but I mean, I'm just happy for him. You know, I'm very happy for him. He finally has a quarterback. He's finally having that success, and he finally getting like noticed for it. You know, but yeah, shout out to the Commanders again. Commanders deserve to win the game. Maybe not on the way they won the game, but they deserve to win the game. You know, so I mean,
Hmm.
shout out to them.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game, man. When you got those moments like that when the Hail Mary happens, you just reminds you how good football is. But yeah,
Real,
going on to this. Oh, go ahead.
one second, real quick. Something I just remembered. So I got a friend who he went to this private school near me,
Hmm.
and I don't remember anything of like where it was. I guess I'd have to do more research, but he played in some like um what is it called, like state championship game or whatever it was. I think I don't remember if they lost or won or whatever. It was at some field like I think up in DC or whatever. That part really doesn't matter. After the game, we were talking about staying for the game, me and my friend and his family and all that. And I think we ended up leaving because we were like, whatever, like the team that's playing. It was like Gonzaga versus somebody else. Let me see exactly who it was. Uh, Hail Mary. Uh, Gonzaga is the high school he went to. DeMatha, I think it was. Um, he threw some Hail Mary against DeMatha, and DeMatha and Gonzaga, if you really know anything about high school football, they're great, great, great high schools for football. And it was like at the exact same field that we were at, and we were gonna stay for the game. And again,
Wow.
we had no idea who bro was really,
Hmm.
but he ended up hitting a Hail Mary in high school, and it was for the state championship as well. And I remember like I think I was either at my friend's house that night or like I went back to my house, and like the next morning he texted me. He was like, "Yo, Ryan, like did you see what happened?" type thing on the same field type thing, and he sent me the play or he showed me the play, one of the two, and it was the guy just threw a Hail Mary, and I wasn't really thinking anything of it. I was like, man, that's a crazy play, and I just forgot it was him. And then when they kept re-showing it during the game, they were like, yeah, he hit this Hail Mary for his high school championship. I was like, yo, bro, like that was the play that I could have seen that man in person in high school hitting that play too, but we ended up leaving. But anyway, that it was just a weird little funny little story that I thought
That's
of.
crazy.
Like,
I'd be
literally
pissed.
it was the game before. I'm gonna have to do more research on it, and I'll get back to you on it. But yeah,
That's crazy. But yeah, going on to the next one. Got two games left. The Sunday night football. Cowboys travel to San Francisco, travel to the Bay to take on the Niners. Niners win this game 30-24. Niners go to 4-4. Cowboys fall to 3-4. I got just two things to say about this game. One, Cowboys are just their rushing attack is a complete joke. Jerry should be ashamed of himself for letting all the guys go and not bringing in new talent, letting the guys go in the secondary as well. Stephon Gilmore, Jaron Curser, all were sitting at home. Jaron Curser still sitting at home. Not bringing in a running back, not signing Derrick Henry, and then not also bringing another wide receiver to help CeeDee Lamb, who had a great game, 13 catches, a buck 46, and two touchdowns. Dak is Dak, not not extreme, not just flat out horrible and not playing great ball either. Um, but the Niners, they handle business. I think their defense needs to play a little bit better. Like you brought up a while ago, the absence of Dre Greenlaw is showing. But yeah, even without Jordan Mason, they're running the ball pretty well. The rookie Isaac, I don't want to say his last name wrong. You know how to say it?
1 second, let me look.
Isaac Ger- Garendo.
Garendo, yeah.
Yeah, I say yeah. Garendo had 85 yards, touchdown. George Kittle, always the Cowboy killer, always goes off against them. 6 catches, a buck 28, and a touchdown. Debo had a solid game as well, but yeah, I thought Brock played well. He played okay. Niners win this one, but both of these teams have a lot of question marks right now. 49ers are injured, so I think they'll be better once they get healthy. But the Cowboys, man, they got some real issues going on, and it's really just all falls on the feet of Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I thought the 49ers played a solid game. Um, you already knew Kittle was gonna score a touchdown. Um, and then sneakily the Cowboys almost came back and won that game. You know, like CD had two touchdowns.
They did.
Yeah, pretty quick too. It was. Let me look at the exact times because they were pretty quick. It was like back-to-back drives. He scored a touchdown with 8 minutes left in the game. And then they went down there, kicked a field goal, the 49ers. And then CD scored a touchdown with 3:30 left in the game. And they got the ball back. And then after that, I think they just gave the ball back to the 49ers. And after that, it was game. But, like, there was a good little chunk there where I was like, damn, like, the Cowboys might mess around and actually win the game. A positive for the Cowboys really was that you could see that connection back with CD. You could really tell they were just trying to force feed CD. I mean, everybody else, like Ferguson had 6 receptions. Jalen Tolbert had 3. But besides that, I mean, CD had 13 receptions, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It's like you could tell they were really like that was their only hope. Dak and CD were just gonna try to play like almost like hero ball. But it's like some with the Cowboys, they always wait until they down, and then they just start playing their best ball. It's like almost like we have nothing to lose. Like last year against the Packers in the playoffs, you know, they were down, like they were getting their ass kicked. It was bad, and then like out of nowhere, they like low key started kind of cooking a little bit. They were down 48-16 with 10 minutes left in the game in that playoff game. And then Ferguson touchdown. It was 48-32 with 3:30 left in the game. It's like, man, it's a 2-possession game, you know? It's like, I don't know. I'm in agreement with you, though. Like, they have no sort of running game whatsoever. They thought bringing in Dalvin Cook was gonna be something. They did nothing for him, you know?
And you choose the first time to play him, like week 7. Like, come on, man. Week 8.
Yeah. But
I
mean, shout out CD, shout out that 49ers team, and I think they're talking about CMC possibly coming back after the bye week, so that might turn their season around. This was one of those games that whoever lost this game, you were going to be stressing about, and whoever won the game, you were going to be a little more optimistic about. But
but going on to the next game, I'll let Ryan start it off. But the Giants travel to Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers. Steelers win this game 26-18. They go to 6-2. Giants fall to 2-6. I'm gonna let Ryan go since it's his team, and then I'll go off whatever he says. But go ahead.
You got that belt?
Man, I shouldn't do it because of Russ, but I'll give it to you. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, that first half of the game, I was definitely stressing a little bit more. Granted, they still had me stressing even at the end of the game, but Daniel Jones was getting them balls out pretty quick. Tyrone Tracy, shout out to him. He had himself a nice little day on 20 carries, 150 yards. He was just like he was picking up a bunch of chunk plays on us that I was like, damn. Like every time he would touch the ball, it was like he was just running down our throats damn near. But you already know, defensive player of the year, TJ Watt. You know, he showed up when he had to. He had 2 sacks. He had a forced fumble. Had the fumble recovery himself.
That was ridiculous. I texted you that. That was crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was insane. Malik Neighbors had himself a nice low day. I thought Joey Porter Jr. played him pretty good, to be honest with you. I didn't really think he was that much of an impact on the game too much. But yeah, eventually it just got to the point where that pressure just started getting to Daniel Jones, and the Giants' offensive line just isn't great, you know. And TJ and Highsmith and Benton and Cam, they just really started to get to him a little bit. And even towards the end of the game, they still almost messed around and ended up tying the game. And, you know, who would have known what would happen if we would have went to overtime. Russ fumbled that ball. He fumbled, and that's really what set them up with great field position. But, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I like Fields more. But I also liked some of the passes, like that one pass to Pickens on like the sideline. I think it was like a 50-yard play or whatever. Realistically, I've never seen that before. Pickens caught the touchdown, touched one foot in bounds, didn't touch the other, and touched another foot in bounds, like the same foot in bounds. I was like, and like I knew it wasn't a touchdown when I saw that, but I was like, bro, like all you need to do is get your left foot inside. Like, how'd you get the same foot? How you get the same foot in bounds twice and not get the other one in bounds? And then realistically, he should have also had that touchdown, the opening drive. Broderick Jones was holding or face mask, one of the two. Yeah, dude, our first round picks recently just have not been it with Broderick Jones and Kenny Pickett. It's kind of been embarrassing, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, again, defense when they needed to, they made plays. That kind of that bend but don't break type of play. Yeah, and Russ played decent enough that I think they're gonna end up just naming him the starter. But I don't know. I don't know. Again, it was against the Giants defense, and our offensive line isn't great, and that defensive line for the Giants is pretty solid. So I mean, I don't know. Don't really know how much I can take away from a not great Giants team, and we won by 8 points at home. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it to you after that. That's my thought on it.
Yeah, my main takeaway from this one was I think the Giants really beat themselves in this one. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel bad for Brian Daboll. I really do. Like, you could tell he's coaching his ass off, and this team is just, bro. Did you see Ryan? Did you see the play, bro? The 2 point conversion where he, come on, man. You got 5 people blocking in front. It's 5-on-1. No one blocks Highsmith.
That man just snuck in, tackled him. I thought it was a busted play. I thought he was for sure offsides. When I saw that, I'm like, oh no, they just weren't paying attention.
How do you not, bro? That was insane. I had the picture of it too. I was like, bro, that's in like the Giants are just they I feel bad for Brian Daboll, man. I feel so bad for him. I mean, it's like they beat themselves possession after possession after possession, like just penalties on top of penalties on top of fuck ups. He said the fumble happened because Daniel Jones didn't get the shift off. I mean, it was just like to get a guy over there to help block TJ. I mean, it's just bad, man. But I don't know what it is about Russell Wilson, but that man is the luckiest quarterback I've seen. I mean, it's really ridiculous. It's ridiculous, bro. Like if Calvin Austin doesn't get that like if he doesn't get that touchdown, like what then? We're completely having a different discussion about this game from Russ. We're probably talking about he sold the game. Being quite honest with you, but to go on that, I think I want to say Najee had a really good game. George Pickens had a really good game. Calvin Austin, shout out to him, had a day today. In the defense, I think the defense did his job for the most part. I feel like they gave up a little much on the pass, but I mean they still held them to 18 points. Still a top 3 defense in the league, in my opinion, top 5 for sure. But yeah, I mean, shout out to them. They got the job done. I think Fields could easily do what Russell Wilson is doing. That's just in my opinion. Um, I feel like guys are starting to play better around the time Russ came in. I mean, where was this rushing attack with Fields? Where was this production from Calvin Austin with Fields? But yeah, I mean, I don't want to discredit Russ too much. He played a good game today. They got the dub. But yeah, I really feel like the Giants beat themselves. Giants should have probably won this game. They beat themselves.
Man, I can't lie. I love Tomlin so much. I He's my favorite coach of all time, for real. I don't know if you saw the clip of him. He was on the sideline.
Yeah, looking at the camera.
Bro, that man can find a camera like that. There was like a couple times during the game where he was just sitting there, like he was just coaching, and I don't know, he would just stare straight at the camera. I'm like, bro, like almost like some office type thing. But yeah, I mean, again,
Jim Halpert.
shout out Steelers, shout out Naj. It's gonna be tough sledding for us after week because we got a bye week, and after that we got I know we got the Commanders after that, but then I don't know the exact order of. We got the Commanders in Washington. We got the Ravens in Baltimore. We got the Browns in Cleveland. Bengals in Cincy. Then we got the Browns in Pittsburgh. Got the Eagles in Philly. Ravens in Baltimore. Chiefs in Pittsburgh. And then Bengals in Pittsburgh. And that Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs game are all within 10 days. So that's going to be a tough last stretch. And we 6-2 right now. I can see maybe 3 wins in this, 3, maybe 4 wins. I mean, we always play the Ravens tough. We always play AFC North opponents tough. I've just never seen anything like that before. Well, we aren't playing an AFC North team until mid-November. Like we're not playing anybody in the AFC North until mid-November. I've never heard of that before. Our last 6 of our last 8 games are the AFC North. It's like, bro, like that, it's gonna be tough. Like we really got to get healthy and you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really do like Russ and like his ability to pass the ball. He's a lot better of a passer than Fields. I think. I just think Fields' rushing ability is, and it's not as his passing is awful either. But to kind of answer your question about where was the Russian attack with Fields, I just really wonder if it is like teams fear Russ's passing ability way more than
No,
Fields.
they don't.
I don't know, dude. I really do think that they do. I really think they are fearful of that deep ball. I really do, especially with Pickens, and I think that's why we've been able to run the ball as well as we have in these last 2 games. I mean, Najee had 19 carries for 115 yards against the Giants, and then against the Jets, he had what? 102 yards, touchdown, 21 carries. So he has 225, 230 yards and a touchdown in his last 2 games, and he
Where was
looked.
that with Justin?
I
Like,
mean, granted, with the Raiders, Najee had a pretty good game. He had 160 yards, a touchdown on 14 carries. But before that, that running game was pitiful. You know.
yeah, yeah, y'all schedule. I can't wait. Ooh, I can't wait to the Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals. Whoo, man! I want to see these next 2 games. I want to see Commanders Ravens. I want to see Russell Wilson, Commanders Ravens. Yeah, that boy, I want to see that. But yeah, yeah. You got any questions? You got any questions for me before we leave things off?
Not really any questions to be honest with you. I'm sure I can think of some, but uh, one one statement is just really how good this rookie receiving class is. Kind of like we were talking about a little bit earlier. Like you have receivers that can go off at like it seems like every week. Like Marv just went off. You got Worthy. You got Neighbors. Keon kind of coming to his own.
Brian
Lad,
Thomas,
Brian Thomas, Rome is playing all right. Um, yeah,
Troy
dude.
Franklin.
Uh, and then you got Roman Wilson. That man hasn't played a snap. I think he
Yeah,
played against
that's
the
crazy.
Raiders once, but then now he's on IR. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. But yeah, this rookie receiving class is very very good, very good. But
yeah, and I'm gonna say the same thing. I think goes to the rookie quarterback class. This rookie quarterback class, I said it before the season, like that this was gonna be. I felt like one of the best quarterback classes that we've seen, maybe since the 2020 draft with Jalen Hurts and all of those guys. Um, this rookie quarterback class, like the 3 guys, even Drake May when he was playing, I'll say 4, they're balling. Jaden, Caleb, he's balling, but still got some stuff. But Jaden and Bo, those 2 specifically, they're balling. They're doing their thing. Shout out to both of those guys. I mean, coming in, I mean, Jaden got a better situation. I'm surprised with Bo's. I'm surprised Bo is playing as well. I mean, a little bit. I mean, just the talent we have. Shout out to Caleb too. He's playing. He's doing the best what he can in that situation. I feel like he's probably the 3rd best right now. But shout out to Drake May too. I know he got hurt, but before that, he was playing really good football for his first few games in the NFL. But man, this rookie quarterback class between Jane Daniels, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, and Drake May, they they're they're the future. Like they're all 4 of their teams, like they're gonna be just fine with those guys. Yeah.
no, I agree with you. I do actually have one question for you. If you could give me your top 3 NFL teams currently right now at about the halfway point, who would you say are your
You said
top
top
three?
3 NFL teams.
Yeah.
Well, one I'm gonna go the okay. Well, I'll start at 3. Um, hmm. It's because I ain't gonna lie, the NFL is weird this year, man. Let me see. Okay, 3. I got it. I got it. 3. Give me Buffalo at 3. Actually, because the Vikings they lost on Thursday. Yeah. Okay, so I'll say Give me Buffalo at 3. Give me KC at 2, and then give me the Lions at 1.
I agree with you. Besides the Bills, I'm gonna go Ravens 3, Lions 2, Chiefs 1. I'm gonna go Ravens 3, Chiefs 2, Lions 1. My fault. Yeah, I just think, especially what was it, week 3 or 4, the way the Ravens just absolutely obliterated the Bills.
Yeah.
That's really stuck in my mind.
Yeah, I forgot
Um,
about
yeah, I mean, I do want to give a shout out to the Commanders. I feel like they're playing all right, and then same thing with the Vikings. But like, I just think those are the top 3 teams, and then honorable mention to the Bills. I think the Bills are also
that. I
balling as
want to
well.
I want to give a really funny stat. You're probably gonna laugh. The Lions' point differential right now. You want to take a guess of what it is?
I got no idea. Uh,
Plus 100. Plus 100. Their point differential is plus 100. The closest one is Buffalo with plus 84. But plus 100? Bro, come, bro. That's insane. That's insane.
man, this really might be their year, the Lions'
I think
year,
so.
and it's like I got a weird feeling the Chiefs are gonna somehow make it into the Super Bowl again, and it's gonna be a Chiefs Lions Super Bowl. If I had to predict right now, again, those are the 2 best teams that we had. So I mean, I feel like it's kind of easy. Well, who's the best team? The Lions. Who's the second best team?
Mhm.
Well, the Chiefs. All right, they're gonna probably meet in the Super Bowl if we had to pick our Super Bowl picks right now. But dude, the Lions are just they're rolling completely. And I mean, the Vikings played them tough. And who did they lose to? Who is the team they lost to?
The Lions,
Yeah, the Bucks. They lost to the Bucks.
they lost to
The Bucks.
yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, again, I
yeah.
mean they got the Packers. Packers with no Jordan Love should be. Granted, it's in Green Bay, but whatever. And then you got the Texans, I believe, on Sunday night. That should be a tough game. That should be a really good game, actually. Man, hold up. Is it in?
What?
Bro, it's in Houston, man. Man, you should go do your interviews for that game. The
Oh no,
Lions.
I'm going. No, yeah, I'm going to the game.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was about to say, man, that should be a really, really good game. And then after that, I mean, they got the
I
Jags, they
already,
got the Colts, they got the
I
Bears, they
have a
got
feeling
Packers,
that the belt
Bills.
gonna come out for that game.
Who?
I got a feeling. I
Oh,
got a feeling the belt might have to come out for that game, man. Cause oof, Lions, oof. But yeah, no, they're definitely interesting. I'm definitely gonna go to that game. But uh, but yeah, that's I think that's gonna do it. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Make sure to leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for showing us so much love. Yeah, man. Hey, that Lions video we posted did really well. I'm pretty sure everyone saw that. But yeah, shout out, man. That video did huge numbers. But yeah, make sure to also go follow us on the TikTok and the Instagram. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Until the next one. Peace out.